he's going to find out my level on Saturday night.
I think we have to accept on both sides of this combat sport equation that these are different disciplines.
Tyson Fury, who's a monster of a man on the other side of the ring. It's not easy. It's easy if you're fighting at a low level, but to go in from MMA and fight who most people would say is the #1 heavyweight on the planet in Tyson Fury as your first real boxing fight, I mean, that's a tough ask, isn't it? So pray to God that you can land the luckiest punch you've ever thrown in your life. I thought that Francis Ngannou won that fight. At times I couldn't believe what I was watching. And
I think Tyson will stop Ngannou probably, 4 or 5 rounds. I think he'll carry it a little bit. Listen, a scary man, but Tyson's a scary man, isn't he? And you're in Tyson's lane there, so I think, I think Tyson will carry him for a bit, and then he probably put a stop to him in 4 or 5 rounds.
These are just apples and oranges.
He's on this great kingdom of Saudi. He's on Saudi soil. My son cannot be beat. Can you, son? Get up there, my boy! Get up there, my boy! Get up there!
Francis! He has 2 hands and 2 feet like you. And I'm like, okay, that's noted. I get that, And I think that's enough for Saturday night.
There is no way that Ngannou wins that fight.
If it's just boxing, he's going to have a really hard time hitting him.
The smaller the gloves, the more trouble he's in.
So he's fighting a guy that could fight 1,000,000 times and not lose.
This guy is a Gypsy King.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? He'd just do hand wraps if you let him.
Yeah.
And it's only going to make it harder for Ngannou to stay awake. I want to see the fight. Don't let me fuck it up. But I'm trying to tell you, this guy's in a lot of trouble.
But what do you think about Francis Ngannou having a fight with literally one of the greatest heavyweights of all time, and he's never had a professional boxing fight?
Again, how did he get there?
Well, he got there from being the UFC heavyweight champion.
Who? But that UFC.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on. Listen, I can visualize you and I sitting right here, right? You got you Dana White right now. Okay, you Dana, and I consider Dana White a friend, right? I really do. He's definitely a sports fan, anything.
Oh yeah.
But look, half of this is show, the other half, because of Tyson Fury only, is a boxing match for a belt, I assume, right?
There's some
exactly.
Belt that Saudi Arabia
they got somebody to put something together.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
Some money payday. It's a payday.
Yeah.
Right? Canelo, payday.
Yeah.
This does nothing other than payday for Tyson Fury. He lose to a UFC guy, which I'm saying he won't. I bet everything I love. I bet everything I love.
Yeah.
Mixed martial arts and boxing are 2 completely different sports. It's like saying rugby and football are similar because they're both played with the ball. They belong in different stratospheres.
Garner scores it 95-94 Ngannou.
Entertainment on a higher level because of Tyson Fury.
Right. Well, also because of the novelty of this UFC heavyweight champion leaving the UFC and securing this boxing fight.
Anybody that leaves the UFC, undefeated or not undefeated, will not be successful on that level or any level where a fighter on a boxing level has a heartbeat and possibly a pulse is going to be victorious. That's why it becomes a show more than the real deal. And that's why it's not even being talked about as a heavyweight fight from a heavyweight fight
not
that
from
we
the
know.
Boxing community.
Correct.
Right.
Because we don't sanction that, man.
But does it upset you that this guy jumps in front of Usyk, jumps in front of Joshua, jumps in front of anybody else in the division and gets to fight Tyson Fury? Or do you think, hey, good for him, he gets this payday? Because that's how I feel about it.
No, how I feel.
Because I love Francis, and I'm happy that Francis is going to get a whopping bag.
But let me now. That's emotional.
Yes.
But in the sports, and where I come from, I'm biased too.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Tyson Fury has a fruit top people that me and you would love to see in spite of who he's ready to fight.
Yeah.
Correct?
Usyk. Usyk is the big
first,
one.
all right?
That's the big one.
Even if Usyk's not available, I think that Tyson Fury would beat him. What about Wilder?
Yeah.
I mean, Joshua.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
There's heavyweights out there that's in the top 5. I ain't gonna even say 10. That's better and have more credentials than what's happening.
Andy Ruiz.
Correct.
Yeah.
Who, to me, why do you think he's trying to get a fight now?
Yeah.
Right? He's trying to get a fight as we speak.
Yep.
Right now. And not a big heavyweight, right? In some cases, you'll think of blown up cruiserweight, right? Not a big guy, right?
Right.
You'll think they'd be chopping at the bit. They're going to make millions of dollars. That fight there is more credibility and more, I guess, what people want to see than entertainment that Tyson Fury is ready to show this week. And he gets a knockout within 5 rounds.
You think so?
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, that is very impressive.
He does that to everybody. He does that to everybody.
But look
The
at
thing
that.
is, what's terrible.
From the hip,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that's a Will Smith punch, man.
It's terrible technique in that regard, but he was doing it because he knew the opening was there and he was just winging it. That's not going to work that way on Tyson Fury.
Absolutely
no
not.
chance.
If I've listened to the media and all the so-called boxing experts, oh, it's an easy fight, it's a mismatch, it's not worth watching, then I wouldn't have been able to win that fight. I went jump back in for another 1-2, and he got me on the way out.